Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is what we like to call the Bible Bistro. So come on in, sit down. Today we're looking at verses 6, 7, and 8 in Psalm 39. We've come to the Selah in verse 5, and the Selahs here really do create a division for us. We have it in verse 5, and we have it again in verse 11, I think. Yep, verse 11. So 5:11, and then we have the ending there in verse 13. So 2 verses after the last Selah. So it kind of divides it into 2 pieces with a little trailer at the end, I guess you might say, little 2-verse conclusion. We're looking today at 6, 7, and 8, and we saw the vanity of, the days of man, how brief they are. It caused me to know my end, the measure of my days, when I will cease. Few hands' breadths are my days. The length of life is nothing before you. So it's like a breath. Have you considered that, by the way, that your life is just a breath? It's a vapor. It's like the grass of the field, the flower of the grass. It blooms, it fades, and then where is it? You can't find it. That's life. And so here he's saying, verses 4 and 5, help me to know my end. I think we all need to ask that question or pray that prayer. Help me to know my end so that I might, do something about it. Verse 6, thus in vain does man walk. Thus in vain he heaps up riches, and does not know who will gather them. But now, what do I wait for, O Lord? My hope is in you. From all my transgressions deliver me. Do not make me the reproach of the foolish. So the vanity of life, the vanity of effort, look at this, verse 6. In vain does man walk. In vain he heaps up riches, and does not know who will gather them. So it's all vanity. But then we come to verse 7, because with that as a backdrop, verse 7 makes a lot of sense. This is a great confession right here. But now what do I wait for, O Lord? I'm not waiting for riches. I'm not waiting for strength. I'm not waiting for my days to increase. That's for certain. What do I wait for? I wait for you. My hope is in you. You see, that confession now puts him in a right relationship with God. He realizes there's nothing else to hope in. Can't hope in strength, can't hope in riches, don't know any of that. What he does know is that the Lord is his only hope. That's a good place to be. That's a good place for prayer to generate from. From all my transgressions deliver me. Now suddenly he sees transgressions in the light of the hope that he has in the Lord. From all my transgressions deliver me. Do not make me the reproach of the foolish. This is a good prayer. It comes after his confession of hope. He sees transgression now in the light of his weakness, in the light of all that vanity. And it continues in 9 and 10 and 11. We'll get to that tomorrow. But this is a good place for us to consider. Life is short. Life is vain. What is not vain? What holds promise is our faith in God. But now what do I wait for? O Lord, my hope is in you. That's wonderful. That confession right there sustains the man who realizes that everything is vain, that life is short, and that transgressions bind me. Notice verse 8 again. From all my transgressions deliver me. Do you need deliverance today? Look, there's one place to go, and it's to the Lord. There's only one hope for salvation, and that's in the Lord God. Through his Son, Jesus Christ. Call on him today. Call on him in the name of Jesus. Call on him today and say, I have nothing else to hope in but you. And ask for forgiveness of those sins, those transgressions. Ask him to cover them. I hope you'll join me tomorrow. We'll look at verses 9, 10, and 11 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.